A session in NPC 2016 you feel was most engaging?
I thought the session with Akshay Kothari was good. I thought Dheeraj Pandey was good. I thought, several other ones were good too. I think, the session with the VCs that Pinkesh had run was good. There was a lot of good sessions.
A startup you feel would be the next big thing in the tech world?
There are many. I think it'll be a mobile only SaaS company out of India. It'll be very big. It'll be India focused. It'll be India SMB focused. I think there's a huge opportunity there. It'll be Indic language friendly. And it'll be internet connectivity, sensitive. So that'll be the big thing. I think SMB, SaaS, mobile only, connected always, but, resilient to poor connections. That's the one I'd say.
A challenge you feel startups would be facing in the next 5 years?
I think, getting it right in terms of product market fit is going to be a perennial challenge. I think scaling up is always a challenge because only a few will manage to do it well. I think then continuing to innovate continuously, which is because the bar on innovation is just set very high, the pace is very fast, and I think just the design sensibilities you have to have, the usability you have to have the product is extremely high now. And I think lastly, consumers are very fickle. The users are very fickle. So, you can lose your consumer in a single click. And that is the biggest challenge that startups will face is how do I keep people who come finally and adopt my product to continue engaging, right?
Your favorite topic over tea or a beer?
Tea generally, I'm not a beer guy really. But favorite topic is really, it's about building a company in terms of the early stage. Building both product, building team, building a market, building customer adoption. That's just a very fun thing. Because I'll tell you why. It's so ambiguous sometimes. While your vision may be very clear, you may have a very clear perspective on what you want to do, it's not clear what the outcome will be. And that's what makes it exciting about being a startup. Because there's so much of it is a lottery ticket, so much of it feels like science on one side, but it also feels like religion on the other side. You have to go home and pray every day after you do all the metrics.
And a startup you feel that has come up really good in the last 5 years?
I think there are many actually across the ecosystem. You saw Kavan Mittal who's come in with Hike. We've seen today we have Shashank from Practo. You have others across the board, right, that have done very well. I'm not even mentioning all the e-commerce companies, all the other digital commerce companies that have done very well, right? I think there's just many, many companies. In the SaaS area, you have Freshness that's done very well. So I think, we've got lots of champions you can now start to aspire to be like. And that's excellent, I think, because that's going to give rise to many, many more entrepreneurs, many more founders who are going to go out and build even more innovative companies and hopefully build even bigger companies. And then that gives rise to a very virtuous cycle, right?
And so your take on the Modi government and its twist with Indian economy?
I think, for me, honestly, coming from the entrepreneur perspective, I love the fact that Prime Minister Modi has done the Startup India initiative, right? I think Startup India is a very important recognition that at the very highest levels of the government, entrepreneurship matters. That, we are going to nurture entrepreneurship. We're going to do what it takes to make entrepreneurship easy across the nation. And I think that commitment is very important because it percolates down to everybody, to all the different departments, to all the bureaucrats, to all the policymakers, to all the stakeholders, to even the states, because they start to then emulate the Prime Minister. And I think, all the others line up to support the program. It makes opening doors much easier for organizations that are trying to do good work in terms of policy reforms, right? In terms of ease of business, in terms of a more nurturing environment. I think these are the things we need to really figure out how to take to the next level. I feel Prime Minister Modi has done a fantastic job of getting us started. It's now equally our responsibility to double down and double up on the whole thing, right? I think, he can only do so much. I think he continues to support us and he can do a lot more, I'm sure, and he will. But it's also, I think the community has to join the bandwagon and get on and push hard.